Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at an upcoming storm system that is going to bring some severe weather to the central United States throughout this weekend. Starting out the video, we're looking at the day 3 severe thunderstorm outlook. This is for Friday, April 14th. We do have a slight risk for severe thunderstorms that is across northern Texas, going throughout most of central Oklahoma, then going throughout most of eastern Kansas, where you could see the potential for tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail for Friday. And looking at the probabilistic outlook, you can see here we have a significant chance for all hazards across this hatched area, and that is pretty much all of the western half of the slight risk area. And looking at the discussion for the severe outlook, you can see here moderate bulk shear and steep mid-level lapse rates will support the potential for discrete supercells capable of all severe hazards, including very large hail. Any storms that develop should be able to persist eastward for a few hours before succumbing to a nocturnal stabilization. A few strong to severe thunderstorms are possible farther north from eastern Nebraska into eastern Kansas along the cold front during the evening. Heading into Friday, this threat extends eastward as we do have another chance for severe thunderstorms across eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, going throughout southern Illinois, a little bit of southwestern Indiana, going throughout western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and northwestern Mississippi. There's not much details regarding Saturday's threat. We should have more details in tomorrow's video about Saturday. Now, today's outlook for severe thunderstorms for April 12th, there's not much areas in a threat for severe thunderstorms, but we do have a small area of a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms down there in the Panhandle of Florida, going throughout the Mobile, Alabama area. We do have a 2% risk for tornadoes, a 5% chance for damaging winds, and not a chance for hail. So mainly an isolated storm threat. There's nothing significant throughout today and tomorrow, which we do have a 2 marginal risks area we might need to watch for tomorrow, April 13th on Thursday, especially down there in the southeast. We have this marginal risk over here across the Central Plains, but we also have this marginal risk across the southeast. For the tornado threat tomorrow, we have a large area of a 2% chance for tornadoes, where you could see maybe a couple of tornadoes throughout a few storms tomorrow. Nothing significant, but definitely some brief tornadoes could be possible. We do have a chance for damaging winds, of course, and a small chance for hail throughout those storms. Looking at the NAM 3-kilometer CONUS model, and you can see here we have a tropical-like system out in the Gulf, and this is going to bring some tornado-like activity on Thursday. As you can see there, bringing a lot of cells northward into the southeast, including Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, Georgia as well. You will see a lot of storminess throughout Thursday with a lot of vorticity in the area. That's going to bring a chance for some isolated tornadoes and fast moving tornadoes throughout tomorrow. Even some storms up over there in the Central Plains across that dry line. Nothing concerning for Thursday, but definitely a few tornadoes will not be out of the question for that area as that tropical-like system moves northward and I guess you could say makes landfall on Thursday. And then we head throughout Friday. You can see here as this system moves eastward, you start to see a lot of storms start to pop off across the Kansas and southeastern Nebraska area. And this is going to be about 5 p.m. Central is when you're going to see these storms develop. So this is not going to be an early afternoon event by any means. These storms will develop as kind of a cluster of thunderstorms, and eventually I think these will form into sort of a line of thunderstorms given the cold front, and you could see very well that cold front on the temperature there, and I think that will turn into a small line of storms that might bring a damaging wind threat throughout the late evening hours going eastward. And look at the NAM model. You are once again going to see this threat move eastward going throughout the Ohio Valley on Saturday, and you are going to see some cells start to pop up around the mid-afternoon hours across that. A chance for severe thunderstorms. Again, not a lot of details out for this yet, and there's not any high resolution models we can really pinpoint these storms, but you're definitely going to see some storms pop up across these areas right here, I do believe, here on Saturday. I'll look at the dew point temperatures. You can see here as this moisture starts to rise, you can see even this low pressure system where that triple point is So the cold front is going to be right down here. Warm front left to north, bringing a lot of that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Classic dryline setup, so this could bring some supercells capable of producing tornadoes. But there's not overall going to be a lot of moisture. You're only going to see around mid-50s up here in Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. So quite dry for a storm setup. But as we head throughout Saturday, you're going to see a lot more moisture lifted northward. Throughout those mid-afternoon hours, you're going to see a ton of moisture over here. So still not a ton of moisture, but you know, there's a lot more moisture than we saw from the Friday setup. You're seeing upwards of mid-60 dew points. So some very capable moisture amounts that will be in this area across the Mississippi River Valley. There's not going to be a whole lot of shear with this, and you're only seeing around 500 millibars up, upwards of 50 knots. So not a ton of shear with this, but definitely a chance for tornadoes. I wouldn't be surprised with both of these setups here. Definitely not a significant tornado threat like we saw a couple weeks back. But definitely a tornado chance or two will be possible with both of these setups. I think this will mainly be a damaging wind threat with a line of storms and a potential for hail as well. You can see surface-based CAPE values will be quite elevated across these areas, upwards of 2,500 joules per kilogram. So quite a bit of energy to fuel these storms as we head throughout, again, Saturday, where I think we will see a bigger hail threat on Saturday, just given the fact we're seeing 3,000 joules per kilogram up here in central Missouri. Heading down further south, again, more near 3,000 joules per kilogram. So quite a bit of energy to fuel these storms. Tomorrow's video, we will have a lot more details regarding both of these storm setups. So make sure to stay tuned for those. I will have posts on social media and community posts on YouTube. So make sure, again, stay tuned for more details regarding this storm setup. But as always, make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may want details regarding this event. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications. You won't miss a single video or live stream on these storms. So as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.